Life is full of surprises, and sometimes it feels like the universe is conspiring against us. One minute everything is going smoothly, and the next, we're caught in the midst of a maelstrom, struggling to find our footing. It's in these moments of uncertainty that the wisdom of the ancient Stoics shines like a beacon of hope, guiding us through the turbulence with unwavering strength. The wind howled like a banshee, whipping sand against the worn leather of Marcus' tent. Inside, by a flickering lamp, he sat opposite a young soldier named Caius, his face etched with worry. Caius, fresh off the battlefield, was haunted by the screams and the sight of fallen comrades. "Nothing feels real anymore," Caius confessed, his voice barely a whisper. "How can I find peace when the world is such a cruel place?" Marcus, a seasoned general with eyes that had seen more battles than storms, placed a comforting hand on Caius' shoulder. "The world may be a tempest, Caius," he said, his voice a steady rumble, "but within you lies a harbor, untouched by the storm's fury. That harbor is your mind, and Stoicism is the anchor that holds it fast." Intrigued, Caius leaned closer. Marcus, sensing his interest, began a tale. "Imagine Caius," he said, "a sculptor. He has a vision of a magnificent statue, but the only tool he controls is his chisel. The marble he works with, the weather that may crack it, these are outside his control. Yet, with his skill and focus, he can transform the marble into a masterpiece, unaffected by the elements." Caius pondered this. "So, we are the sculptors, and the world is the unyielding marble?" "Precisely," Marcus continued. "Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, our reactions. The weather of life, the storms of fortune and misfortune, these are beyond our grasp. But how we choose to navigate them, that is entirely up to us." He recounted a past campaign. A fierce blizzard had descended upon them, threatening to bury them alive. Yet, they persevered, not by controlling the weather, but by focusing on building sturdy shelters, conserving warmth, and maintaining their resolve. "The blizzard," Marcus said, "tested us, but it did not break us. We found strength in what we could control: our actions, our discipline, our spirit." Caius nodded, a spark of understanding flickering in his eyes. "But what about loss, about grief?" "Even grief, Caius, is not entirely outside our control," Marcus explained. "We cannot prevent loss, but we can choose how we respond to it. We can wallow in despair, or we can honor the memory of the departed by living a life worthy of their sacrifice." He spoke of his own experiences, of the loss of loved ones, the sting of betrayal. Yet, he emphasized how Stoic principles, accepting what cannot be changed, focusing on virtue, acting with reason, had helped him weather these storms and find peace within the chaos. As dawn broke, casting a pale light on the battlefield, Caius looked different. The fear in his eyes had been replaced by a newfound determination. He understood that while the world may be an unforgiving place, within him resided a wellspring of strength: his reason, his virtue, his will. "The storms may come, General," Caius said, his voice firm, "but they will not find me unprepared. With Stoicism as my anchor, I will weather them all." Marcus smiled, a flicker of pride in his eyes. He knew then that Caius had grasped the essence of Stoicism. It wasn't about achieving an emotionless state, but about cultivating the inner strength to navigate life's storms with reason, virtue, and unwavering resolve. After all, nothing external could truly affect a mind that had found its own peace. Let's discover another story now. One day, a boisterous young man named Demetrius stormed into Epictetus' humble classroom, his face flushed with anger. He slammed a fist on the worn table, scattering scrolls. "This is outrageous," he bellowed. My neighbor's rooster keeps me awake with its infernal crowing every morning. How am I supposed to find peace with such a nuisance? Epictetus, a wiry man with a beard like tangled snow, regarded Demetrius with a calm gaze. "Demetrius," he said gently, "can you control the rooster?" Demetrius spluttered. "Of course not. It's a bird." A knowing smile played on Epictetus' lips. "Then, my friend, you are troubled not by the rooster, but by your own judgment of its crowing. It is the mind, not the ear, that perceives things as good or bad." Demetrius scoffed. "But the noise is disruptive. How can I simply accept it?" Epictetus leaned forward. "Imagine a skilled musician," he said. "Can a cacophony of sounds disturb him? No, for he can distinguish melody from noise. He can even use the discord to create something beautiful." Demetrius frowned. "So, you're saying I should find the roosters crowing pleasant?" "Not at all," Epictetus chuckled. "But you can choose not to let it disrupt your inner peace. Remember, Demetrius, some things are within our control. Our thoughts, our reactions. Others, like the rooster, are not." He gestured towards a nearby window. "Look at the sky. Can you control the clouds or the wind? No, yet you observe them with detachment. Apply the same principle to the rooster. Acknowledge the sound, but do not let it control your emotions." Demetrius pondered this, the fire in his eyes diminishing. "So, I can't stop the crowing, but I can choose not to be bothered by it." "Precisely," Epictetus said. "The rooster will crow, but you decide how you react." Stoicism teaches you to distinguish between what you can and cannot control, and to focus your energy on the former. Demetrius left that day with a newfound perspective. He realized his anger stemmed from his futile attempt to control the uncontrollable. By focusing on his own thoughts and reactions, he could find peace even amidst the rooster's morning chorus. The rooster continued to crow, but Demetrius no longer heard it as a nuisance. He heard it as a reminder of his own inner strength and the Stoic principle that true peace lies within our control. Enter Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher whose teachings, though uttered centuries ago, offer a timeless roadmap to inner strength and resilience in the face of life's challenges. His insights, distilled into 10 Stoic principles, provide a sturdy anchor in a sea of uncertainty, helping us navigate life's twists and turns with confidence and poise. Think of these principles as a well-worn map, one that has helped countless travelers before us traverse the rugged terrain of life. They offer practical tools for fortifying our inner world, fortifying the very foundation upon which we stand. By mastering our reactions to external events, we can cultivate a mindset of tranquility, finding peace amidst the chaos. So, join us on a journey of self-discovery and resilience. Throughout this article, we'll delve into each of Epictetus's 10 Stoic principles. We'll explore their core ideas and unpack their practical applications in everyday situations. Imagine facing a job loss, a health scare, or a broken relationship. How can these principles help us navigate these storms with grace and perspective? This journey won't be without its challenges. Integrating Stoicism into your life requires dedication and practice. We'll address these roadblocks head-on, offering strategies and exercises to help you internalize this wisdom. Think of journaling prompts, meditations, or even thought experiments that can solidify your understanding and equip you to apply these principles in real time. Ultimately, by embracing the wisdom of Epictetus, we embark on a transformative path. We cultivate an unshakable sense of calm in an ever-changing world, a quality that empowers us to weather any storm life throws our way. The rewards are immense, a life filled with greater resilience, inner peace, and the unwavering strength to navigate life's journey with purpose and grace. So, Are you ready to embark on this adventure with Epictetus as your guide? 1. Firm purposes. You're hiking a scenic trail, the sun dappling through the leaves as you climb steadily upwards. You're enjoying the view, feeling confident and prepared. Suddenly, the sky darkens, the wind picks up, and you're caught in a downpour. Disoriented and lost, you scramble for shelter, the initial beauty of the hike replaced by the harsh sting of reality. This is how life can feel sometimes, a constant dance between smooth sailing and sudden storms. It's during these moments of uncertainty that the wisdom of the ancient Stoics becomes a beacon in the fog. Enter Epictetus, a philosopher whose teachings, though uttered centuries ago, offer a timeless guide for navigating life's unpredictable terrain. Epictetus didn't believe in dwelling on the uncontrollable elements, the sudden downpours, the metaphorical twists and turns life throws at us. Instead, he championed the importance of firm purposes. These, he argued, are your personal guiding stars, illuminating the path forward even when the way ahead seems obscured. Think of them as anchors, not for a physical location, but for your deepest values and aspirations. They provide a sense of stability, a constant reminder of what truly matters, even when the world around you feels like it's on a tilt-a-whirl. Unlike a stuffy professor lecturing from a dusty book, Epictetus envisioned himself as a wise friend by the campfire. He believed cultivating firm purposes wasn't a chore, but a way to navigate life's complexities with grace and composure. These purposes act like an internal compass, always pointing you back to your core values. They're gentle nudges towards a fulfilling life, not orders barked from a drill sergeant. They clear away the fog of confusion and doubt, shining a light on the path ahead and helping you make decisions aligned with your true north. At their core, firm purposes are a commitment to yourself, a promise to live by your highest ideals. They're not about chasing fleeting desires or the latest trends. Instead, they're the building blocks of a meaningful life. Rooted in principles like honesty and kindness, they empower you to see beyond the temporary and focus on what truly brings you satisfaction. They anchor you to a deeper sense of contentment, one that remains unshaken by the unpredictable winds of life. Imagine facing a challenging situation at work. Maybe you're pressured to take a shortcut that goes against your morals. With firm purposes guiding you, the decision becomes clear. You choose integrity, knowing it aligns with your commitment to living a virtuous life. The situation might still be difficult, but your firm purpose provides the strength and clarity to navigate it with grace. 2. Would you give your body to a stranger? Imagine yourself amidst the hustle and bustle of a crowded city street, where the cacophony of traffic and voices blends into a chaotic symphony. Suddenly, a stranger approaches, their gaze intense, their question piercing. Would you give your body to a stranger? This unsettling query isn't a mere hypothetical scenario. It's a potent thought experiment employed by the Stoic philosopher Epictetus. It serves as a catalyst for deep introspection, challenging us to confront our attachments and perceptions of external possessions and circumstances. Epictetus, with his characteristic wisdom, employs this question not to evoke fear, but to illuminate a fundamental principle of Stoic philosophy: indifference. Here, indifference doesn't denote apathy, but rather a recognition that external events and possessions hold no inherent power over our inner tranquility. By contemplating the stark possibility of surrendering our bodies, the ultimate symbol of our mortality, to a stranger, we are compelled to reassess our relationship with material possessions and the transient nature of life itself. Stoicism teaches us that true liberation comes from detaching ourselves from the impermanence of the external world and focusing on cultivating inner virtues. In our daily lives, this philosophical concept manifests in various ways. Whether it's losing a cherished possession or facing adversity, the Stoic perspective encourages us to recognize that our sense of self-worth and contentment isn't tied to external circumstances. Instead, true fulfillment arises from nurturing resilience, gratitude, and compassion within ourselves. Ultimately, the question, "Would you give your body to a stranger?" serves as a profound reminder of the Stoic ethos of resilience and equanimity. By embracing indifference to external possessions and focusing on cultivating inner virtues, we fortify ourselves against the uncertainties of life, achieving a state of inner tranquility that remains unshaken by external events. 3. If someone speaks ill of you, the tangled web of relationships can snag us on thorns of criticism and gossip, leaving egos bruised and minds unsettled. A harsh word or a whispered rumor can sting, but Stoic philosophy offers a lifeline. How we respond to these barbs reveals the strength of our inner compass. Epictetus, a Stoic sage known for his practical advice, navigated these stormy waters with wisdom. He reminds us that true happiness isn't built on external praise. It's a garment we weave ourselves, thread by thread, from the fabric of our character and virtuous choices. What then does Epictetus mean by, "If someone speaks ill of you, do not be troubled, for you know what you are"? It's not about arrogance. It's about cultivating a quiet confidence, a foundation of self-awareness that allows us to stand firm even when criticism blows. Stoicism sees the words and actions of others as the weather, uncontrollable. We can't force sunshine, but we can choose how to weather the storm. By embracing Epictetus's advice, we free ourselves from the emotional turmoil of criticism and gossip. We don't suppress our feelings, but we learn to acknowledge them without letting them define us. Instead, Stoicism encourages us to see criticism as a potential mirror. It might reflect negativity, but also a blind spot or an opportunity for growth. It's a chance for self-reflection, not self-punishment. In daily life, this Stoic approach equips us with valuable tools. When faced with a colleague's backhanded remark or a neighbor's rumor, we can choose to respond with grace and composure. We hold our heads high, knowing our worth isn't built on the shifting sands of others' opinions. Furthermore, by embracing Epictetus's wisdom, we focus on what truly matters, living with integrity and cultivating virtues like courage, justice, and temperance. We channel our energy into living by our values, not getting lost in the noise of others' judgments. The Stoic response to criticism and gossip is ultimately rooted in a deep trust in ourselves and a commitment to a virtuous life. By embodying these principles, we rise above the petty grievances and fleeting judgments of others, finding solace in the knowledge that true worth resides within. 4. Insult and offense. Ever heard the saying, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy"? It's like the Stoics' golden rule for dealing with insults and offenses. Think about it. When someone tries to bring you down with hurtful words or actions, the Stoics would say, don't sink to their level. Instead, rise above it. Keep your cool, hold your head high, and stay true to your values. This approach might seem counterintuitive. We're wired to react, to defend ourselves when attacked. But the wisdom of Stoicism lies in understanding the power of our reactions. When we choose to react with anger, frustration, or defensiveness, we give away our power. We let the other person dictate our emotions and potentially lead us down a path of negativity. Imagine someone throws an insult your way. Maybe they call you names or criticize something you've done. It stings, sure. That primal urge to retaliate, to fire back with an even sharper barb, is strong. But here's the thing. Stoicism teaches us that insults say more about the person hurling them than they do about us. It's like that old saying, hurt people hurt people. When someone lashes out, it's often because they're struggling with their own issues, insecurities, or frustrations. Their words are a reflection of their own internal turmoil, not a true reflection of your worth. So, rather than taking it personally, we can choose to respond with empathy and understanding. This doesn't mean condoning their behavior, but rather acknowledging their pain without letting it become your own. Imagine them as a storm cloud, projecting their darkness onto you. You can't control the storm, but you can choose not to stand beneath it and get drenched. Now, let's bring this down to earth. Picture a scenario where someone cuts you off in traffic and then flips you the bird. Your first instinct might be to retaliate, to let anger take the wheel. You might imagine yourself screaming back, pounding your horn, escalating the situation into a full-blown road rage incident. But the Stoics would encourage a different approach. Instead of letting their behavior dictate yours, you can choose to respond with patience and compassion. After all, getting caught up in road rage won't get you anywhere, except maybe a higher blood pressure and a potential ticket. Respond with a deep breath, a calm shake of your head, and a conscious decision to let it go. You might even offer a silent well-wish for the other driver, hoping that whatever is causing them to act out finds resolution. At the end of the day, Stoicism offers us a powerful roadmap for navigating the ups and downs of human interaction. By embracing the wisdom of not stooping to the level of our detractors, we cultivate inner resilience and strength. We learn to let insults roll off our backs like water off a duck, knowing that our worth isn't determined by the opinions of others. And in doing so, we find a sense of peace and freedom that nothing, not even the sharpest barb, can take away. This newfound freedom extends beyond just interpersonal interactions. It empowers us to deal with life's inevitable challenges with greater composure. When faced with setbacks, failures, or unexpected difficulties, we can choose not to be defined by them. Instead, we can draw upon our inner strength, learned through cultivating Stoic principles, and navigate these obstacles with grace and determination. After all, as the Stoic philosopher Epictetus himself said, "It's not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to it." By mastering our reactions, we master our lives. 5. Fear and dishonor. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor. You picture him draped in luxurious purple robes, a powerful figure ruling a vast empire. Yet, despite the outward trappings of power, there's a sense of serenity about him. Fear and gossip? They seem to bounce right off him. The secret to his composure? It wasn't some mystical superpower. In his personal journal, cleverly disguised as a book called Meditations, Marcus laid bare his philosophy, Stoicism. It's not a dry academic text, but a practical guide for navigating life's curveballs with the resilience of a seasoned gladiator. Now, Marcus wasn't born fearless. He understood the sting of fear and the worry of potential dishonor. But he believed true strength comes not from shying away from challenges, but from facing them head-on with unwavering resolve and a moral compass that wouldn't budge in a storm. Meditations is basically a pep talk from a wise emperor, reminding us that while we can't control what life throws our way, we absolutely control how we react. Fear can be a real party pooper. It whispers anxieties in our ear, turning a flat tire into a full-blown transportation crisis. Stoicism teaches us to shut down this inner chatter with a dose of logic and a healthy dose of courage. Most of the time, our fears are like that childhood monster under the bed, much scarier in our imagination than reality. By taking a deep breath and approaching situations with a clear head, we can tackle life's uncertainties with confidence, one step at a time. Dishonor? Another unwelcome guest at life's banquet. But this is where Marcus's wisdom truly shines. He believed our true worth isn't defined by whispers and judgments. It's built on the bedrock of our character and integrity. So, if someone tries to sling mud your way, you can hold your head high. Their negativity is a reflection on them, not you. By staying true to your values, you rise above the drama, emerging stronger and more resilient on the other side. Stoicism, in essence, is your personal suit of armor against life's slings and arrows. It empowers you to tap into your inner strength, stay calm in the face of fear and dishonor, and ultimately become unstoppable. Just like Marcus Aurelius, you too can face life's challenges with courage and grace, forever remembering that true strength, like a mighty emperor, resides within. 6. Anticipating obstacles. Life can be a real roller coaster, right? One minute you're cruising along, feeling good, and the next minute, BAM, flat tire, traffic jam, or some random drama pops up. It's enough to make you want to crawl back into bed and pull the covers over your head. But here's the thing. There's a philosophy called Stoicism that can actually help you weather these storms. It's not about becoming some emotionless robot, but more like building your own personal suit of armor against life's curveballs. One key idea in Stoicism is called amor fati, which basically means loving your fate. Now, don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean you have to embrace every pothole you hit. It's more about acknowledging that some stuff is just outside your control. You can't control the weather, you can't control other people's actions, but you can control how you react to them. Here's the cool part. Stoicism teaches you to anticipate these bumps in the road. Think of it like planning a hike. A smart hiker wouldn't just head out with a bottle of water and a granola bar, right? They'd check the weather forecast, pack for different conditions, and maybe even consider alternative routes if things get hairy. The same goes for life. By mentally rehearsing for potential difficulties, you equip yourself with a mental toolkit. So, when that flat tire actually happens, you're not freaking out. You've already considered the possibility and have a plan, whether it's calling roadside assistance or figuring out how to change it yourself. This preparation builds your inner strength like a muscle. When you encounter a setback, you don't crumble. It's like a skilled athlete facing a tough opponent. They've trained for different scenarios, so while the challenge is real, it doesn't break them. You can acknowledge the difficulty of a situation, but you choose to respond with reason and strength. The bottom line? Stoicism isn't about being unaffected by life. It's about being prepared and empowered to face whatever comes your way with grace and composure. So, the next time life throws you a curveball, remember, you've got the tools to handle it. You might even find yourself looking forward to the challenge, knowing you have the inner strength to conquer it. 7. No one can hurt you. Imagine you're having a great day, and then someone cuts in line ahead of you. Or you're in a meeting with your boss, and they rip apart your presentation. Or you're hanging out with friends, and someone lets loose a hurtful remark. Ouch! These situations can leave us feeling bruised and diminished. But Stoicism offers a different perspective on getting hurt. It's not about being numb or emotionless. It's about recognizing what truly has power over us. That impatient line cutter? They can't dictate your entire day's mood. Your boss's critique? It doesn't have to define your self-worth as a professional. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The core of Stoicism is about cultivating an internal sense of control. Life throws us curveballs, traffic jams, unexpected bills, and interpersonal conflicts. We can't control the hand we're dealt, but we can control how we play it. Stoicism gives us the tools to build emotional resilience and equanimity. Instead of relying on external validation or criticism, we find strength in our moral compass and integrity, qualities that remain untarnished by others' actions. Stoicism also emphasizes the impermanence of external events. Life is a mix of sunshine and thunderstorms, victories and defeats. Stoics acknowledge the fleeting nature of both pleasure and pain. This perspective allows them to cultivate a balanced outlook, accepting what life throws their way and maintaining composure through it all. Imagine a tranquil lake. Its surface might ripple with passing breezes, but its depths remain undisturbed. Similarly, when someone tries to disrupt your inner peace, it just washes over you, because that tranquility is something they can't reach. The idea that no one can hurt you might seem paradoxical at first, But upon closer examination, it reveals a profound understanding of human psychology and resilience. By embracing Stoic principles and cultivating inner strength and self-reliance, we can discover a wellspring of solace and peace, even amidst life's most challenging storms. Remember, the key lies in understanding your own power, and Stoicism provides the roadmap to get you there. 8. Repressing your actions. What does it matter if we can't control our impulses and behaviors? What does it matter if we let our emotions dictate our actions? What does it matter if we're reactive rather than thoughtful? The answer is nothing. Because when we're driven by our emotions and impulses, we're at the mercy of external circumstances. We're like leaves blown about by the wind, with no control over our own destiny. But what if we could control our impulses and behaviors? What if we could act with thoughtfulness and integrity? What if we could navigate life's challenges with grace and dignity? That's where Stoicism comes in. Rooted in the principle of self-mastery, Stoicism advocates for the disciplined management of our impulses and behaviors, fostering a sense of inner tranquility and equanimity. At its core, the Stoic philosophy of repressing actions entails the deliberate restraint of impulsive or harmful behaviors. This means taking a step back, taking a deep breath, and thinking before acting. It means considering the consequences of our actions and acting with intention and purpose. This practice empowers us to navigate life's challenges with grace and dignity, grounded in our core values and principles. By cultivating the habit of repressing actions, we fortify our capacity to withstand external pressures and remain steadfast in the face of adversity. We develop the resilience to respond to life's trials with composure and poise, preserving our moral integrity and inner peace. We become like a rock, unshakable and unmovable, while the world around us is in chaos. Ultimately, the practice of repressing actions serves as a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, offering a pathway to inner strength and tranquility. Through disciplined self-control and moral clarity, we empower ourselves to rise above the fluctuations of external circumstances, embodying the Stoic ideal of living in accordance with reason and virtue. 9. The power of acceptance. Stoicism has this fascinating concept called the power of acceptance. It's all about embracing reality as it is, without fighting against it or wishing things were different. Instead of resisting the ups and downs of life, Stoicism teaches us to accept them with open arms and find peace within ourselves. Think about it this way. Life is like a river, constantly flowing and changing. When we try to swim against the current, we only exhaust ourselves and end up feeling frustrated. But when we accept the direction the river is taking us, we can relax and enjoy the journey, no matter where it leads. Stoicism teaches us that acceptance doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It's about acknowledging the things we cannot change and focusing our energy on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our attitudes. By accepting reality as it is, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and anxiety, allowing us to live more fully in the present moment. The power of acceptance lies in its ability to transform how we experience life. Instead of constantly resisting and struggling against the inevitable, we learn to flow with the rhythm of the universe, embracing both the joys and the sorrows that come our way. In doing so, we cultivate a sense of inner peace and resilience that remains unshaken by external circumstances. We've reached the end of our exploration of Stoic principles, and what a treasure trove we've uncovered. These aren't dusty relics from a bygone era. They're powerful tools, forged in the fires of ancient wisdom, that can help us navigate the complexities of modern life with grace and resilience. Imagine our world, a constant barrage of challenges and uncertainties. Stoicism, in its quiet strength, offers a roadmap to inner peace and unwavering strength. By embracing acceptance, resilience, and unwavering moral integrity, we empower ourselves to weather life's storms with the courage of a lion and the wisdom of an owl. But Stoicism isn't about burying our heads in the sand and whistling a happy tune. It's about staring reality dead in the eye, with all its messiness and chaos, and finding a way to not just survive, but thrive. It's about cultivating a mental fortress that stands firm even when the world feels like it's crumbling around us. That's the true beauty of Stoicism. When we embody these principles in our daily lives, we become like sturdy ships sailing through the choppiest waters. Sure, the waves might rock us, but deep down, we know we're built to weather any storm. Let's not treat Stoicism as a rigid rulebook, but as a guiding light on our journey towards inner peace and a fulfilling life. Let's cultivate resilience and an unshakable spirit, knowing that true happiness stems from within, and no external force can steal it from us. In the grand scheme of things, Stoicism is more than just a philosophy. It's a way of life. It's about finding joy in the present moment, cherishing what we have, and summoning the courage to face whatever the future holds. So, let's take these lessons to heart and embark on our own Stoic adventure. With every step we take, we become stronger, wiser, and more at peace with ourselves and the world around us. Remember, the journey towards a fulfilling life is paved with the wisdom of the past, and Stoicism offers a map to guide us every step of the way.